This is Saturday Night Live Stream, episode number 36. This episode is on rise of creator economy and future of influencer marketing. My name is Dilnawaz. For all those who do not know me, this is my channel. I'm the founder of Co-Design Labs and Power Deck. And for all those who are joining me for the first time, this is my weekly Saturday night live stream called Aim with DNK. So this is a weekly show where I talk about startups, entrepreneurship, and the world of business, and any and everything that helps you become a better entrepreneur. This is purely live sharing experience session where I weekly get together, talk about stuff, and I talk about relevant topics that you should, as an entrepreneur, maybe aspiring entrepreneur, should care about. So welcome everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today evening. Also, most importantly, as this is a live session, if you have any questions during the entire duration, make sure you post your questions in live chat, and make sure you also kind of chit chat around and whatever topic you want me to talk. Otherwise, let me know in the comment section. So if you have any questions, make sure you post all your questions in the live chat. Tonight, we're going to talk about three broad topics, which are: what is creator economy and why should you care about it? I will take you deep inside creator economy, what is happening in the world right now, and why you, as an entrepreneur, as a student, as an aspiring creator, aspiring entrepreneur, whosoever you are, you cannot live in 2021 without knowing about creator economy. So make sure you stick till the end and learn everything about creator economy that I've prepared for you. Most importantly, how can you as a creator get started? What are the basic things that you need to understand in terms of becoming a creator yourself? And most importantly, how can you build a career as a creator, and things you need to take care of in the long run? So we'll talk about what is creator economy, why you should care about, how can you be a creator, and how can you get started, and most importantly, building a career as a creator and how can you get started. So if you are excited for today's conversation, make sure you like the video, and please also make sure that you subscribe the channel. When you like the video, the YouTube algorithm tells more people, it pushes it to more people and tells people that this is the content worth watching. So please make sure you support the channel by liking the video and subscribing the channel, and also by turning on the bell icon, so whenever I go live, you get the notification. If any of you who wants to get in touch with me, if you're watching me live, or maybe later on, if you want to get in touch with me, you can also go and follow me on other social media platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn. And what you can do is you can go and click the links given in the description, and you can follow me there as well. So once again, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk to all of you is that in 2021, there's a very famous quote that in 2020, everybody, so that's the last year I'm talking about, right? So it was for 2020 that in 2020, either everybody wanted to become an influencer or they wanted to work for an influencer. But in last 1 year, after lockdown, after the pandemic, after working from home, after internet, mobile, everything becoming so popular, one thing has changed. In 2021, everybody either wants to be a creator or wants to become a creator influencer. That's the new term, creator influencer, or wants to work for one. Right. So if you look at a couple of online stats, online facts, and I always make sure I put my things on record in terms of facts. There's a Forbes article I was reading for this session, and that article says that over 33% of the children between the age of 8 to 12, they aspire to be a vlogger or a YouTuber, and that number is 3x more than the people who want to become astronaut. This is a career that children aspire to become. It's no more engineering, it's no more being a doctor, it's no more being a lawyer. Of course, they were never there, but now even for people who aspire to get into modern careers or new age careers, new world careers, these are the careers children from 8 to 12 aspire to be. There's another fact I want to present in front of all of you, that over 2 million creators already in the world, 2 million, that means 20 lakh people in the world, already make money in six figures. And when I say six figures, not INR, USD. So they're already making more than $100,000 by working full time on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and other sponsored influence platforms, and they are over worth $8 billion, right? And this number is going to go double, almost to $15 billion by 2022. So if you are somebody who's watching it for the first time, listening about creator or creator economy for the first time, you should start focusing on this aspect. And while we are talking about in the session, I will make sure I give you enough reasons to think about it, start working on the creator aspect of it, no matter who you are. Everybody should be a creator in 2021. Don't worry about what people are saying out there. And this is something I also spoke about in my last video, last session on podcasting, that people say that, hey, there are so many podcasters, but more the merrier. We are 8 billion people on planet Earth, and in fact 1.4 billion people in India. There are enough niche, enough vertical, enough topics, enough vernacular languages to talk about, wherein everybody can survive and do something really great, right? So first, let us understand who is a creator, right? Because in order to understand the creator economy or the creator's economy, you need to understand who's a creator. Very simple, basic, vanilla definition: a creator is somebody who creates. That's it. Basically, the person who creates is a creator. Now, this guy can create anything. He can be a writer, he can be a blogger, he can be a podcaster, he can be a video creator, he can be a social media creator. That means either he's writing or he's recording more on the audio format, he's creating videos. Somebody like me who's doing lives, I am very convenient, very comfortable in doing lives, talking live, engaging live with people like you. Or maybe he's a graphic designer or a graphic guy creating visual still posts. So quickly repeating it for everybody: a person who creates is basically a creator. He can be a writer, he can be a podcaster, he can be a video creator, he can be a social media creator. Now, in order to understand, for you to kind of let me give you a quick background in order to understand why creator economy is so important in 2021 and why should you and I care. So let's look at the background of how overall economy of the world has changed, or what has changed overall in terms of the economy. So 100 years back, if we just rewind 100 years back, in 1920s, industrial revolution, industrial economy was born, and majorly entire economy was dependent on manufacturing, industries, physical products, trade, and all sort of things. Primarily it was dominated by industries. People used to go to office, not technically office, industries, and they used to manufacture products and hardware stuff, right? Then came the consumer economy after World War II and stuff like that. Then came the consumer economy, where people started spending money out there and the consumer market grew, right? Then in the late 90s came the internet economy, and the world absolutely changed from there. And this is where I think you should rather or you will rather start resonating, that in late 90s or maybe late 80s, early 90s, internet economy, when it hit the market, it gave us the rise of IT companies, it gave us the rise of outsourcing, it gave us the rise of tech startup, tech bubble in the world. And after that, beautiful things started happening. Social network started happening, content network started happening, and with that, mobile internet penetration, internet penetration, smartphone started happening. Now this created something I call as the big effect. Now, what is the big effect? Because of this, because of social network, because of content marketing, because of mobile internet penetration, because of smartphone penetration, accessibility of smartphones, networks started emerging. People went into fast, hyper speed communication mode. Content distribution, connection, communication became super easy and super simple. And most importantly, distribution of audio and video became simpler. So let me repeat this for all of you who are here and who are listening carefully. Hear this out: social network, content network, mobile internet, mobile smartphones, right? All of them combined together created the big effect, which technically led to the rise of network network of people, basically content distribution and audio and video. Now this entire thing not just empowered communities, but also empowered individuals, and this was where the creator economy was born, right? So if you look at past 5 years or 10 years, individual people on YouTube, individual people on TikTok, Instagram, all of these places were making content which kind of literally blew apart in last 1 year. And creator economy is something new which you and I should care about, and this is still on the rise. So summarizing all of this together, what is technically the creator economy? Creator economy is basically you create something and use that thing to make money, and it is basically done to create your own economy, right? So what you create is up to you, and you can create anything from funny video to a blog to vlog to music to yoga to classes, how to, and the list is endless. Whatever you choose to create, you figure out a niche, you create that, and using that, basically you're able to generate money. If this is exciting, maybe make sure you drop a comment and let me know what you think about it, because this is one topic which is going to be super 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 interesting. I'm telling you, and this will help you to basically not only start the creator's journey for yourself, but most importantly, maybe this will open another revenue stream, another income stream for you. And if today you're not having multiple income streams, it will be very very difficult for you to survive, right? So if now, or up till now, if you've understood the basic of creator economy, if you've, up till now you've understood the basic of who's a creator, what is the creator economy, the future of creator economy even looks fantastic. I don't know how many of you already know about this, but there's something called as NFT, right? So creator economy, when combined with NFT, sets the foundation of new model of collective ownership. And if you want me to do a video on NFT, already a lot has already been spoken about NFT. Today I'm not going to talk about NFT because that's a separate topic altogether. But if you think I can create a video on NFT and add certain value to your life, let me know and I'll be more than happy to create a video on that. So I can do a video on future of creator economy and NFT, which is going to be a fantastic topic for you if you're already a creator or a creator influencer, or if you're looking at creator economy from a monetization point of view. And of course, NFT is not going to blow apart today, but in next 5 to 7 years, if you do not know about NFT, you're going to miss a big wave. Another reason is that creator economy also creates a lot of influence, and it is a great opportunity for you to build a personal brand. In fact, if you are on my channel, if you have subscribed it, you would know that the next episode I'm going to do is going to be on personal branding, right? So make sure you watch all these 3 episodes in series. The first one I did on podcast, the second one I'm doing on creator economy, which is happening today, and the third one is going to be on personal branding, right? Now, what drives the creator economy? So basically, as we saw how the entire world emerged from industrial to services business to kind of now empowering individuals, the biggest reason what drives, or the biggest factor, the biggest force that drives the creator economy is the internet penetration or decentralization. That's the reason why Bitcoin is so popular. That's the reason why NFTs are becoming so popular. That's the reason why everybody in the world is talking about decentralization, and creator economy is basically one of the biggest factors of contribution to creator economy is the decentralization, which is driven by internet penetration. Basically, what decentralization, what internet penetration did is that it removed the gatekeepers, right? People who are controlling the funnel. I spoke about this in depth in one of the videos I did back in early start of my channel, which was basically on video or future of video content marketing, which was basically episode number 2. If you haven't watched that, go to my channel and watch that episode, right? So what the outcome is that if you have somehow decentralized the power, if you've removed the gatekeepers, this enables in creation of opportunity for building a personal brand, and you will build a career on top of it. And you as an individual can look at creating a personal brand, creating a career, and start making money. Make sure you go back and watch. And what I'll do is, for your convenience, I will link the videos in the description later on. Make sure you go and watch episode number 2 of aim with DNK, and maybe especially last video, which was episode number 35. I will put the links in the description. Make sure you watch them, because they will give you a lot of perspective about video platforms, video content platforms, future of video content platforms. It's been a year, since almost like 12 months since I made that video, and now the world has changed a lot, and it will give you a lot of perspective what I was talking about and how the world has come out to be. And then of course the last video was around podcasts. Make sure you go and watch that, right? So another reason why you should look at creators economy or think about creators economy is that, let us also look at how big is the creator economy, because uh and it is just the start. It is not like that the creator economy is old. It is just the start. So reason why you should care is that more than 50 million people in the world call themselves as a creator. Now they can be a small creator, they can be a big creator, they can be nano, micro, whatever terms apply for the influencer marketing. We'll talk about that as well. But there are more than 50 million people who consider themselves as creator. And also these people are supported by the platforms. If you do not know about this, comment back and let me know what you think, right? So in fact, the platform, so TikTok has already created a fund, right, for bringing more creators on their platforms. If you don't know about this, YouTube has recently launched $100 million fund which they're going to spend in just 21 and 22 on bringing creators on their platform for the shorts video platform. It's called YouTube Shorts Fund. In fact, there's another platform, another fund, another academy that is run by YouTube called Next Up. I hosted, in fact, Ekta Chaudhary from Garden Up on my podcast once, and this is what she also spoke about. She was a part of YouTube Next Up, wherein she not even got the learning and understanding from the YouTube team, but she was also given the money to buy equipments and cameras and stuff like that. And for free, there's something already called as YouTube Creators Academy, right? So there's enough support available for serious creators. And on the other side, if you are a creator, what companies want a transition of content to community to commerce, and therefore companies are also keeping a watch on it. So whether you are an individual looking to create content and monetize and build a career, whether you are a platform whether you are a platform and you want to create and you want to bring people on your platform to make them more content, whether you are an aspiring entrepreneur or an existing entrepreneur looking for opportunities, or you are an existing business looking to leverage internet and modern world marketing, creator economy is for you. Let me repeat this for everybody's sake, right? Whether you are an individual looking to get into creator economy, leveraging creator economy, if you think you want to become a creator, monetize, build a career. As I said, so many millions of kids now want to become a YouTuber. If you are somebody with an individual looking to create content and monetize and build a career, creator economy is for you, my friend. If you are a platform on which these creators will create content and you want to explore, learn, get a deeper understanding, creator economy is for you. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur, a startup founder, somebody wants to build a career, build a startup, or an existing entrepreneur looking for more gaps, more opportunities into content space, into creator space, this is a space you should be looking at. It's a hot sector you should be looking at. And last but not the least, if you are an existing business looking to leverage internet, modern world, influencer, creator marketing, this is for you. So the bottom line is creator economy is for everybody. Do not miss this bandwagon. So today what we're going to do is, and what we have been doing from last 15-20 minutes is, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a deeper perspective. I'm going to talk a lot more from the creator's point of view. What I'm trying to do today is I'm giving you the perspective from the creator's point of view. And what we'll do in the next episode, or rather I'll try and create another episode where I will give you a perspective from entrepreneurs, because heavy funding is also being getting done into creator platforms, right? So if you look at the entire thing, imagine a triangle, imagine a pyramid where one side it's a creator, one side it's a platform, and another side it's brand, right? So it is not just the brand and the creator, it is also the platform which is pumping in huge money, and then therefore there are enough opportunities otherwise available as well, wherein you and platform and brand can make money, right? So if this makes sense, tell me what you already think in the conversation. Tell me in the chat, right? So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at everything from the creator's point of view, and I'll do another video where I'm going to talk about everything from the entrepreneur's point of view, right? So the next thing I want to talk about is how, as an entrepreneur, how as a creator, can you make money, right? I hope this will be useful for all of you. So initially, generally, and this is how influencers also used to make money. So creators and influencers in general, how they make money, they used to do advertising, they used to do platform partnerships, they used to do brand deals or affiliate marketing. They were pretty old methods, right? So people were doing advertising, platform partnerships, brand deal, affiliate marketing, and somehow also merchandising. So you see so many people doing paid partnerships on Instagram, paid partnerships on YouTube, then there are brand deals happening. Affiliate marketing is very simple. You give affiliate link to another website, and when people buy through that link, the creator gets some sort of a money or some sort of a commission. Then you have merchandising. You have platforms like Soul Store, platforms like Kadak Merch, who get into merchandising. And then you had dedicated channels or platform sponsorships. In fact, a lot of platforms now also do exclusive platform deals or platform partnerships. I spoke about this in detail in my last video when I was speaking about podcast. Joe Rogan recently did $100 million, almost like a 700 crore deal with Spotify. It was an exclusive deal. if you don't know about it, either Google search it or go and watch my last video, right? So channel partnerships, dedicated channel partnerships, platform deals are the next big thing. But it doesn't matter how much audience you have. There are new ways, new things through which you can not only build your authority but also monetize and make money. Three ways how small creators and influencers can make money. Number one, paid subscriptions. There are websites, there are platforms, there are methods, and I'll give you a couple of examples when we go ahead, which will allow you to monetize your audience, not based on the size, but just based on how many, like just based on the basis of how specific you are or how niche you are. So it doesn't matter whether you have 1,000 followers or 10,000 followers, a lakh followers. Even if you have 10 people who believe in you, who find your content valuable, who are willing to pay you certain money, you can start a paid subscription from them, for them, and you can start making money. Another best way, another great way of doing is coaching. So you can always coach people online, train people online. You can either start a coaching or a consultancy. It can be one timer, it can be recurring. And last but not least, you can also launch courses if you know somebody. There are big creators like Ali Abdal. There are creators like, I can in fact name a few. I don't want to name anybody right now, but I can maybe link a few in the bottom, who have not only launched great courses. For example, if you look at Varun Dugirala, right? He was on my podcast. He started a course called Unschooled, if I'm not wrong. It was a 2-day workshop for creators. So he started a course. Ali Abdal has a course. There's so many people who are doing a course. Or you can not only do a creator course, but a course in general. I run a course called Power Camp. It is a month-end course. Every month I teach startups and startup founders on how to create pitch deck and financial model, right? So you can always launch a course and train people at what you really, really know. And you genuinely do not know, or do not, or rather should not have, or you don't want to have 500 or 1,000 or lakhs of followers. You can start with as simple as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 followers, right? Now there are a couple of platforms, and this is maybe where if you want, you can start making notes, as I always say, or remember, or search, or maybe come back and listen to it again, and start looking at all these things. The couple of platforms that allow you to monetize right away, immediately. A few of those platforms are, for example, if you are a writer, if you are somebody who writes, who is a blogger kind of a person, right? There's a platform called Medium. There's a platform called Substack. In fact, Substack recently raised $65 million in Andrew Horowitz led funding round. And Andrew Horowitz is a very, very famous American entrepreneur and a venture capitalist, right? So Substack basically Substack, Substack recently got funded. So Medium has a creator program, Substack has a creator program. All you do is start writing, and you will be able to get money, make money by selling your subscription of your writing, right? If you are onto video, you may not only be dependent upon YouTube creator program. I have very little following, and in fact, most of the people who follow me, the topic I talk on is startup entrepreneurship, primarily in English, and therefore I have a very, very limited audience. But the best part is that I can still monetize my audience by either going on to Patreon or buy me a coffee, Patreon basically, not Patreon, Patreon, and buy me a coffee and other platforms like that. So if you are a video content creator, you can also start something on YouTube, has as small audience as possible, maybe coach them, train them, sell them your products, give value to them, and you can start monetizing right from 10 people using Patreon or buy me a coffee. There are enough platforms like that. If you establish yourself as an expert, right, what you can also do, ladies and gentlemen, is you can also start a one-on-one coaching, one-on-one consultancy, right, or one-on-one training, basically coaching or consultancy, right? There are enough platforms that allow you to do that. There's a platform called Super Peer, right? It's an invite only platform. That's the only thing. You have to be an industry expert, recognized expert. They look at your profile. But once you create a profile there, you can start monetizing your man hours that you give away as mentoring hours. There's another platform called Tag Mango. There's another platform called kuhu.in. It's an Indian platform. So all of these platforms are there that will allow you to monetize not only thousands of followers, but even if you begin with a few, they will allow you to monetize them, right? And last but not the least, Clubhouse, right? Even Clubhouse has now got a monetization program. So if you are a moderator or if you are a contributor on Clubhouse, you can always ask people to contribute or give you some money by the internal payment system. So I have spoken. If you still don't know about Clubhouse, if you want to invite, go onto my Instagram, DM me. I will be more than happy to share my insights, or I'll be more than happy to give you a invite onto Clubhouse. And if you want to learn more about Clubhouse, go to my last video and make sure you watch that. I've spoken about everything and podcasting on that. In fact, let me give you two case studies that I think will give you an idea of how you can start a business from being a creator. And if you are somebody who aspires to be a creator, you can start a creator first business as well, or creator first entrepreneurship journey as well, right? So I'll give you two examples, and these are again two people whom I hosted on my podcast, Cracking the Code. And this should also give you some sort of a base idea or of how you can do it. So first example I want to talk about to all of you is of Kunal Rajput. So Kunal is one of the four Nike coaches in India, one of the only four, and he is a fitness trainer, a Nike coach, and a fitness enthusiast. Used to run a gym and all that stuff pre-lockdown, and he started something called as Unlock. And I'm not sure currently he's running the 8th or the ninth edition. So Unlock is a month-long workout at home. In fact, that's a new term, workout at home, right? After work from home, you have workout at home, right? So it's a workout at home fitness program where people can buy the subscription and then go and start working out with him online, right? That's a fantastic way of monetizing your skills. So Kunal, I think, has already got around 40,000 followers on Instagram, and then he simply created private Instagram pages initially, and he started monetizing his audience. So from a creator, he became an entrepreneur. Another method. So that's more on the services side. Another example I want to give to you is of Ekta Chaudhary. So Ekta runs a YouTube channel. I've already mentioned her name before, but this is another kind of a entrepreneurial journey that she's on. That she runs a YouTube channel called Garden Up. She has almost around 1.7 million subscribers, like primarily subscribers on YouTube, but she runs a platform called Garden Up as well, which is an e-commerce platform in itself. And on that platform, she sells plants, equipment, and related stuff, right? So you can always go and check out Garden Up, right? So she is now converting her influencer audience, and because she is such a valued content creator, as I said, supported by YouTube Next, also she is now bringing these people onto Garden Up. And once you have established authority, you can always monetize your audience. See, ultimately, as a creator, the bottom line is people are looking at how can you add value to people's life, whether in terms of entertainment or in terms of education or in terms of awareness or in terms of sensitization. Ultimately, what people are looking for is how can you add value to people's life. And if you are, as a creator, are able to add certain value upfront, you it will be very, very easy for you to monetize your audience. At no matter, again I'm repeating, at no matter what stage you are in, it will be absolutely easy for you to monetize them, right? Now, if you are an aspiring creator, and I am getting a few comments in the chat, let me also quickly look at the comments, because there was a very interesting comment from Dr. Ravneet Garewal. My interest is in launching online authentic reflexology course. Absolutely, Dr. Ravneet, that's a fantastic idea. In fact, I think there were a couple of more comments as well. Okay, I think that's the most relevant from today's topic. So Dr. Ravneet, in fact, the next bit is for you, right? So if you are a content creator, if you are a creator, aspiring creator, these are the four things you should keep in mind before getting started. Number one, all you have to do is start from a niche, start from a topic, start from the area of expertise, or start from the skill you have. So pick up a niche, find a topic, something that you have expertise in, something that you have skills in. I never ever talk about something that I don't understand. I run two companies. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. One company is into creative industry, which is marketing, designing, branding. It is primarily a design ops management company. That's the reason I have in-depth understanding about all of these things. My company work with people who are into podcasting, into video creation, into content creation, into social media, into writing. I do this as a full-time job, right? There's another company called Power Deck where I work with startups, help them with create pitch decks, help them with storytelling, help them with PPT design, help them with fundraising. And that's the reason I talk about all of these topics, right? So I never ever go and talk about maybe social, political, or general issue, maybe agriculture, or any other stuff that I don't understand. So the bottom line is, pick up a niche, find a topic, pick up a area where you have an expertise, skill in, and maybe start your journey from there. Second, no matter who you are, no matter what, at what level you are starting your podcasting, your video creation, your content creation journey from, right? You always have to figure out the platform you're most comfortable with. A lot of people are great at writing, a lot of people are great at speaking, a lot of people are not great with videos, but are really great at just recording the conversation. So you have to figure out what you are great from the platform point of view. If you're great at writing, start writing. If you are great at videos, start videos. If you think you don't have the confidence of doing videos, if you think you want to maybe do recording or just do audio, right? Figure out your strength areas first of all, even before you jump into the creator mode. The reason is that because if you pick up something that you're not naturally good at, or if that is something you are not very comfortable with, you will you will be hesitant in doing it, and it'll be really really difficult. For example, I am absolutely comfortable when doing lives, and these lives help me keep consistent. These lives help me keep rather be disciplined, and allow me to come every Saturday online and talk to the fantastic audience I have, right? So figure out what's your strength area, figure out what you're passionate about, figure out what is something that you can do in the long run, and do that. So the first thing creators need to do is pick up a niche, find a topic, find the expertise area, find the area of skill. Do not randomly pick up a thing where you are not passionate about, which you don't understand. Second, find a format you are absolutely comfortable with, whether it is writing, video, live, audio. Figure out what you are great at and start going after it. Third thing, a little cliched advice, but will work for you if you're a content creator or want to get into content creation space. You will have to have a lot of patience and a lot of consistency before you really blow apart, right? And as I always say, if it would have been easy, everybody would have done it, right? All the people who say that there are enough podcasters, enough YouTubers are not creators or contributors, they are consumers. Consumers criticize, creators create. Let me repeat: consumers criticize, creators create, right? So if you are a creator, if you are doing something, people will make sure, people will go after you, come after you, unless you really become big, big, big. They will always say, hey, why are you wasting your time, why are you doing this? And they will keep on finding 100 shortcomings. A real creator never gives a damn about that, so don't give a damn about that. Start creating, but make sure you have enough patience, you're avoiding the critics, or you're only taking the selective criticism, and make sure you are patient, looking at long run, and you're absolutely consistent. Third advice, or rather fourth advice, which I would want to give you is always make sure you are looking at constant improvement, constant learning. Invest into self education, invest into equipment. Make sure you invest your time, money, energy, equipment, knowledge, information into upgrading what you are doing, right? And last but not the least, in the long run, there are a couple of skills that you will have to learn if you want to really make this as a full-time career. You will have to learn content repurposing, you will have to learn community building and engagement, and you will have to learn number crunching. If you do not understand these things, you might not be able to do it as full time. Now I'm not asking you to do it full time. That you It is fine if you do it part time as well, if you do it as a side hustle as well, but content creation is one space, it's on the rise, and it can give you an opportunity to be a full-time content creator. So summarizing all of this together, what content creators, aspiring content influencers need to keep in mind: pick a niche, find a topic, expertise area, skill area. Do not copy. Be consistent, be patient, look at long-term thinking, look about long-term. Don't worry what others are saying. If it would have been easy, everybody would have done it. be be a student forever, be a learner, start, like keep on constantly improving your content, your material. Learn, invest into equipment, invest into your education, and make sure you're always upgrading yourself. And last but not least, important critical skills: learn content repurposing, community building, and number crunching. Right now, if this gives you a broad roadmap, the last point or the last topic I want to talk to all of you before I jump into the conversation with all of you, via chat, or if I or before I jump into answering your questions, is broadly from the point of influencer marketing. And if any of you have a question meanwhile, please make sure you drop your question. If you are already liking the conversation, if you learned something today, folks, the most important thing is, if you have spent just 5 or 10 minutes here, if you learned something here today, if you found something new today, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. That is very, very important for me and very, very critical for the channel also. So please make sure you like the video, subscribe the channel, and you also help me spread the word. So the last topic I want to talk about is, as I said initially, in 2020 everybody wanted to be an influencer. In 2021 everybody wants to be a creator. There has been a serious transition even from the branding point of view, from influencer marketing to creator marketing. 2010, 2015, 2016, 17 was all about influencer marketing. 2020 now is all about creator marketing, creator economy, wherein creators are leveraging community and building their brand. It is not the size of the following but the quality of following. It is, again I'm repeating, it is not the size of the following but the quality of following. Because the followers are now, they want to be truly connected, and that is what also brands care about. What kind of engagement do you have? What kind of retention do you have? Nobody cares about the likes you have, the views you have, or the impressions you have. Those were the those were the matrices to track influencer marketing. But now people want real connection, real conversation, real passion. Maybe I think this is one of the reasons I go live, right? So anybody who's really inclined to my channel, wants to learn, or is looking at a long-term growth, would be here and maybe get into the conversation, right? So you have to figure out who your real audience is, and then these people will basically would want a real connection, content connection around the passion, or a topic, a community connection, rather than just vanity matrices like likes, views, and impression, all of that stuff, right? Uh, People are, as I say, people are now seeking real value and real connection, and the community is going to be the big thing, right? I've done a video on community as well, importance of community for entrepreneurs and startups. I've already done a video. Go and watch that. So therefore, there's been a huge transition from towards creator marketing, creator economy, from simple influencer marketing, wherein influencer was just kind of a affiliation, or some sort of a authority, or a power to affect purchasing decision. Creator economy is all about audience, authority, and knowledge, and therefore it's a huge transition that has happened. So please make sure, and this is where I want to conclude today, this is where I want to kind of summarize everything together. The And this is what I call as death of influencer marketing and birth of community and creator economy. If you are somebody and wants to start a business, wants to start a journey, wants to start a career into media space, content creation space, this is the time for you. And these are the things all of you, ladies and gentlemen, should be worried about or looking after. What I will also do is the last bit of information I want to talk to all of you. If you are an entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, somebody who's looking for an idea to get started, even there's enough money out there around platforms wherein startups are getting money to build creator first platform. In fact, the two platforms I spoke about, Kuhu is an Indian platform which is already funded. There's in fact another platform called Tag Mango. As I said, it's also a Y Combinator backed startup, right? So I will do another video where I'll talk about startups and creator economy. It's a separate video, I'll do it. But I hope today you got a huge perspective, a lot of perspective from the point of view of how you as an individual can leverage the power of creator economy and can get started. If you enjoyed the conversation, give me a comment in the live chat, give me a thumbs up in live chat, and reflect onto it that it was a kind of session, kind of of the time worth investing in. Give me a thumbs up in chat, or maybe give me a reaction. All right. So on that note, what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'll now move on to answering your questions. I'll look at the comments, and then we will move on to Q&A. So this is where we begin the Q&A, and I hope it was useful for all of you, right? So I have a few questions from Piyush, and now what I'll do is I will start picking them up. Although Piyush's question are all about startups and entrepreneurship, but if any of you has a question around startup, entrepreneurship, pitching, funding, anything in general, and most importantly, creator economy and future of influencer marketing, drop your questions in the live chat, and then we will wrap the session. Dr. Avneet Grewal, thank you so much. That's such a lovely comment. It's a great perspective. Thank you so much. And I hope you learned something new today. And if you start implementing it, I'm sure you will be very soon able to start your own channel, your own platform. And let me know if I can be of any help. More than happy to help and kind of give you my view on it. So let me know if I can be of any help. Feel free to DM me on Instagram and I'll be more than happy to help. Right. So let's move on to questions. Piyush's first question is, in our early founding, if our early founding, I'm assuming you're saying about the team, are skillful but less with integrity. So is it good to work with them or not? Can we hire people with integrity but less skill set? Piyush, the most important foundation in any team and any company is integrity and intent. You can hire people with less skill and always teach them a skill. I always say skill is something that can always be taught. Integrity, attitude, honesty, these are a traits you cannot teach to anybody. So don't look at just the skill set. You can outsource it to anybody. You can hire people with less skill, teach them, they can become skillful, but do not maybe get into this thing. Do not get into this trouble of hiring people with less integrity or less trust factor. Trust is the most important factor while building a startup. Now, although trust cannot be quantified, it is a very subjective thing. But yes, trust is the most critical aspect. It's the relationship, it's the trust, it's the bonding, it's the engagement, it's how your team works together, it's the culture that you create in the company. That is what will take your startup in long run, and not the skill. Skill can always be taught. You can always hire people with skill set, but the trust is the most important foundation. Culture is the most important foundation for any company in the world, no matter who you are and where you're coming from. So yes, don't hire people with less integrity. Hire people with high trust and high integrity. You can always get people with skill set, right? Second question from Piyush is, if we give our employees part of a company, so equity oblique ESOP are same or different? So basically, ESOP uh, is a method or a mechanism to compensate for the less salary. It is exactly like giving equity, but in ESOP you don't give equity upfront. You basically give some sort of equity on a vesting model with a cliff. Now, what is a vesting model on a cliff? I have done a video on my YouTube channel where I've spoken about the important terminologies every startup founder should know. In fact, rather, if you give me a second, I can tell you what those two videos are. I would suggest that you go and watch those two videos. There's a video called, give me a second. Yes, episode number 15, financial funding financial terms, and episode number 14, financial terms for startup founders. I have already done these two videos, episode number 14, episode number 15, financial terms for founders, financial terms for funding related financial terms. Go and watch these two videos. I've spoken about almost all the terms there. The idea is, or the ideal way is, to compensate for less money for your employees. You give them ESOP, and ESOP are supposed to be given on a vesting model. You will understand what vesting model is in that video, on a vesting model using a cliff method, right? Do that. Okay. Next question. Thank you so much. There's so many questions from your side. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Another question is, writing business plan is important or pitch deck is enough? Right? You can write a business plan in very early stages. Business plan is a fantastic idea. You can write a business plan in early stages, but typically if you are already in action, if you're already building a company, if you're already in the action mode, then you don't need a plan, you don't need a business plan, you need a pitch deck. But then you need a couple of frameworks like a roadmap framework, a customer value proposition framework, maybe a business model canvas. These are much better, much refined frameworks than a simple ideal business plan. So business plan is great for school kids, wherein a pitch deck, business model canvas, lean model canvas, and they're two different, by the way. Remember that they're not the same. Business model canvas and lean model canvas are not the same. So business model canvas, lean model canvas, customer persona framework, value proposition canvas are all of these platforms, or sorry, all of these frameworks that you definitely need while you are in the action mode. So business plan is for school kids. For mature entrepreneurs, you need a pitch deck and other things that I said, right? Another question from Piyush, and then we move ahead. Piyush has a question. When we incorporate startup private limited but our co-founder not taking serious work, then how we fire him and he owns equity, then what next? So all of this is basically governed by something called as a co-founders agreement. When you start working with uh with a co-founder, you sign something called as a co-founder agreement. Again, if you go to my YouTube channel, uh, I have done a video on, yes, Piyush. I'm not sure, Piyush, if you, I know you are regular here, you're super excited. Thank you so much for being here. But I suggest all of you go back and watch previous videos. They're full of content, full of knowledge, and you'll find so much important information and data points into those topics. And this is the reason why I do these shows, I do these lives, because you can come and interact and ask me questions, and most of the questions have already been answered. So, Piyush, the episode is 8. It's titled as Finding Co-Founders and Team. So go and watch that video. In that video, I've covered most of the things that you're asking here from the co-founder's perspective. The idea is you don't start always with the private limited method, because as you say, the founder is not serious, the founder might back out, you might have trust issues, and so on and so forth. You start either as a partnership firm, because it is very, very easy to dissolve a partnership firm. I myself have run a private limited company. Both my companies today are not private limited, they are registered partnership firms. I've run a private limited company. I had a breakup with my co-founder, and trust me, when you split a private limited company, it is not just the financial burden, but also the compliance that comes along with it, because dissolving a private limited company is not easy. So never ever start your entrepreneurship journey by registering a private limited company. Start with maybe without an entity, or start with a registered partnership firm. Also, I've done a video on my channel which is called as when should you register a legal entity for a startup, right? It was done 8 months ago. Go and watch that video. That video will give you an idea when should you even think of registering a partnership private limited company. So you should never start with a private limited company. You should start with a registered firm, because it will be easy for you to dissolve that. And most importantly, if a founder is not working, everything will be controlled by co-founders agreement. If you have not signed that, you are in deep trouble, my friend. All right. Next comment is from Dr. Ravneet. Absolutely, Dr. Ravneet, I'll be more than happy to help you out. Let me know if I can be of any help. Last question from Piyush is how to split equity. How much with first 10 founding team members with investors in the range can we set dilute equity like 10 to 15%? Piyush, I'm assuming it's a hypothetical question, because you never ever have 10 founding members. If you have 10 founding members, I'm assuming there are 2 to 3, maximum 4 or 5 co-founders, which will retain maximum equity, and other people can have just 1 to 2% as ESOP. That's it. If you have 10 founding members and all of you are trying to get 10% equity, trust me, no investor is going to touch your startup, because managing 10 co-founders is a super troublesome space, right? So it's a very subjective question. I'll pass on this right now, because and if you maybe want more information, sign up for a one-on-one with me. But this is like very, very subjective, and I'm assuming it's hypothetical, right? Because then tomorrow you will come and say 100 people, right? So this is a hypothetical situation. In the real world scenario, it does not happen, my friend. Typically, there are 2 or 3 or 4, maximum 5 co-founders, and beyond that, the way you compensate employees is purely on the basis of ESOP. If you have 10 co-founders, you need to rethink. That is all I can say. Okay. Then I have a few comments. Joined bit late. Could you share? This is going to be on YouTube, my friend. Shabaz, this is going to be in YouTube. Don't worry. You can always like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure to turn on the bell icon. You make sure you watch other videos as well. They're full of knowledge, full of information. All of this content is going to be YouTube. I'm not taking it down, at least really in near future. So yes, you can definitely come and watch them later on after the live. You can come back and watch this. And if you like, most importantly, all of you who are my audience, if you like my content, guys, please make sure spread the word and also come back and comment. This will help me to grow the channel. So if you are really finding some value here, if you think my time and energy that I'm investing in this channel is worth, and you're learning something, it is of value to you, please make sure you come back, comment, watch other videos, spread the word about the channel, right? Shabaz has a question. Will trust only work, sir, when you are in a situation to need skilled workforce as early startup? Okay, so Shabaz, very interesting question. So only trust will not help you to build a startup. Skill is important. All I'm saying is, zero trust, 100% skill is a bad combination. 100% skill, zero trust is also a super bad combination. It's a road to failure. In both the cases, it's a road to failure. So I'll give you an example. The best trust, or the maximum trust you can have, is maybe with your sibling or your parent. I think nobody can nobody can come beyond your family. Maybe the relation between you and your father, you and your mother, you and your sister or brother, that's where the maximum trust lies. The family is where the maximum trust is. Now imagine if you're building a company with your father or mother, wherein they don't bring any value on the table. The trust is maximum, but the value, the skill they bring on the table is the least. It is not a great business, and people will be scared to invest even in that business, because it is purely, the foundation is only trust and zero value. So I'm not saying don't involve your parents, involve your family members, do that, but only if they bring certain value. So therefore, that's the reason why I always tell people, do not make your family members as your co-founders, because you will not be able to tell them the wrong things. Rather, you can't go and fight with the father, you can't go and fight with the sibling, you can't even go and tell them that, hey, you're not working or you're not adding any value, and it will be really, really difficult for you to kind of even give them a critical feedback if required. Trust me, it's going to be absolutely difficult for you, and you will spoil the company. Same goes for your best friend. So therefore, it is important to have a founder or a co-founder with whom you have a certain relation, where you can trust the person, wherein the person comes with certain accountability, where the person comes with certain background, where he or she is a trustworthy guy, right? And you can always do a background check. But most importantly, they also bring some skill on the table, some credibility, some domain expertise on the table, right? This is going to be very, very important. This is the reason why not everybody is a great co-founder or a mentor, right? For example, tomorrow if you approach and company that, hey sir, can you be my hey Dilnamas, can you be my co-founder? And if you are building a agri-tech company, despite the fact I'm a trustworthy guy, despite the fact I have enough expertise, I have enough skill set, I've spent around 20 years, 12 years in the startup ecosystem, I may not be the right co-founder, because I do not bring in any value if you're building an agri-tech company, right? So it is very, very important to figure out or figure out and create the right roadmap, wherein the team is an ideal team that can navigate even during hard times. Again, go back and watch the video on finding co-founders and building the core team, episode number 8. Go and watch that, my friend, and I'm sure you'll find really deep knowledge, deep information about how can you find the right co-founder, how can you pick up the right team. I'm sure you'll really love that video. So go and please watch that. And if you have any more questions, I'm doing the next session next Saturday. Come and drop your questions there. More than happy to share my insights, right? I hope, Shabaz, that was useful, right? Dr. Navreet's question: what's the best way to connect? I run 2 wellness companies. Dr. Navreet, the best way to connect with me is on LinkedIn or on Instagram. If you want to chat, Instagram is the best way. Or if you maybe want a deeper conversation, LinkedIn is the best way. Wherever you're comfortable, maybe Instagram or LinkedIn, please make sure you connect on any of the other platforms. Or you can also write to me on my email ID. For you, I can give you my email ID in the chat, and you can also write to me, right? So I've just given my email ID in the chat, and you can write to me directly as well. So LinkedIn, Instagram, both the links are in the description of the video, or email ID. Yeah, any of these things will work. Any like any way, any play, like any platform you're comfortable with, more than happy to talk to you, right? The last question from Shabaz is, and we're already at a 57-minute mark, and then we'll wrap. One wants to start a consultancy in social sector, but he's confused with how he will make it a revenue model, since most consultancies are in corporate and they have revenue model. Okay, Fantastic question. So Shahbaz, what I will do is, if you are asking this as a hypothetical question, if you're somebody who's trying to do it, I'll be more than happy to help you out. But if you are asking this from the hypothetical point of view, right, there are two videos on my channel. Rather, one most important video that you should be watching, you should go and watch, is it's a video on basics of social entrepreneurship, right? So you don't have to worry about that monetization or revenue model can only be built around for profit businesses. There's a term called for profit social enterprise, and now for profit social enterprise are a big thing, right? In fact, there are companies, there are CSR funds available, there are grant funds available. There's enough money available for profit social enterprises, right? So even if you're running a social enterprise, you can always create a revenue model. Look at example of companies like Hippocampus. Look at example of companies like Boond. Look at example of companies like Arvind Eye Clinic. There are or maybe Gunj. There are enough companies who have a for profit, sustainable, socially responsible business model. Go and search for that, and I'm sure you will find enough case studies as well. And then if you want, if you're really building this, I'll be more than happy to help you. Let me know how can be of your help, right? So don't worry. If you want to start a consultancy in social sector, there's enough way to make money and make it a sustainable and yet socially responsible enterprise, right? So on that note, I think we're done with the questions. So we're already on a 59-minute mark, so we'll wrap in next 1 minute. So thank you so much everybody for tuning in on this 36th episode of Aim with DNK, Rise of Creator Economy and Future of Influence Marketing. As always, I hope you've enjoyed the conversation, you've enjoyed the content that I prepared for you, and you enjoyed the Q&A part. I hope this was of value. Please make sure, as always, as I ask, that's the only thing I ask from you. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, spread the word about the channel, post this on your social media, and help spread the knowledge, right? So on that note, this is all from my side for today. I'm Dilnawaz Khan signing off from this episode. I will see you next Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in on AMA with DNK. I will see you next Saturday. Till then, bye bye, take care, stay safe, and yeah, stay at home, stay safe, and make sure you are taking care of yourself, and have a fantastic and a great weekend. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in tonight. Bye bye, take care, and good night.